Just log on YouTube to give your brain some new food.
Hello people, and welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time on the channel, a special welcome to you. I ask that you check out the rest of my videos. If you like what you see, give them a thumbs up, leave a comment, but more than anything, I'm asking that you subscribe to the channel. Today I'm going to be talking about the boobs culture of Jamaica, Nyam him out mentality and its consequences. So for most of you who may not know what is actually the boobs culture of Jamaica, I'm going to give you a fast track lesson as to what the word boobs mean and is defined as in Jamaica. The boobs culture has embedded itself in Jamaica for decades. In other words, way before I was born. A boobs is pretty much a man who is pursued by a female who gives her money and receives nothing in return. In other words, sexual favors and or relationships. In most cases, these men are under the impression that they're in a relationship with the female, and the female usually remains single, or the female has her man elsewhere. But this man, the boobs, is the one who gave her money all the time. So in other words, if she has a man, her man in Jamaica is considered Joe Grind, and boobs is usually considered John Mine, you know, so he's the one that's paying her, but he's not really getting any intimacy from this female. So that's pretty much what boobs is defined as in Jamaica. It usually points to a man that other Jamaican men will see as a sucker. So in other words, if Jamaican colleagues or your Jamaican brethren learn that you're not sexually active with this female, but you're giving her your money, you are by definition a boobs. So let's hope that I've explained that clearly. However, if there's any Jamaican out there who knows of the definition and has anything to substantiate my explanation, feel free to do so in the comments below. But before I get into the subject today, let me first say big up to a YouTube channel by the name of Supreme TV, who reached out to me via Instagram. We had a good reasoning together, and he was actually the one who suggested that I touch the subject of boobs in Jamaica. Why? Because recently I did a video that covers domestic abuse and the women in Jamaica who have met their demise through relationship. And according to Supreme TV, there's a flip side to each of these cases. Me personally, I don't know anything intimately that has to do with the relationship of these women and the men that took their lives, so I can't address their case personally. But I am aware that there's a boobs culture in Jamaica, and I'm also aware that there's a boobs culture with consequences in Jamaica. What I'm saying, let me make this disclaimer from the door. Whether a woman took a man's money and gave him false promises or not, it does not justify him hurting her in any way. So that's my disclaimer from the door. If you so-called nyam out a man, I don't think that the man has a right to hurt you in any way. At the same time, I'm not supporting the boobs culture. I don't believe that women should pursue men solely for their money. There are some principles of Jamaica that I continue to lead my lives with, and there are some principles of Jamaica that I never got on board with. Therefore, I don't lead my life that way. And one of those principles of Jamaica, I wouldn't say it's a principle, one of the cultural muscle of Jamaica that I never quite get down with is the minding a woman type thing. And I'm not saying I don't take care of my woman. You know, I'm happily married. I've been with my wife for almost 20 years now, and I take good care of my wives. And all my exes in the past that has been with me, they can testify. I'm not a stench. I take care of my woman financially. However, what I mean when I say I'm not into the minding a woman, what I mean by that is I don't believe in leasing a woman. I don't believe that because we are together, I have to give you money. I don't believe that your body is more valuable than mine. I don't put my body at a monetary value, and I don't put your body at a monetary value. If you're with me, if we're dating, if we're in a relationship, based on our finances, if I'm making more money, I take care of you. If you're making more money and I'm in need of some financial help, I expect you to be there for me. So what I'm saying, when it comes to money and relationship, I do believe that it should run on a level scale. I don't believe that her money is her money and my money is our money. There is certain cultural code that I uphold. I do believe in pulling out chairs for women. I do believe in opening doors for women. I do believe in financing the dinner date. She doesn't have to worry. I'm the man. I'm going to pay for the meal. I'm going to pay for the drinks. I'm going to pay for your taxi home, or I'm going to take you home, because that's the gentleman in me. However, I wouldn't want any woman to misinterpret my attitude of being a gentleman as being a sucker. If I pay for your dates, if I send you roses, if I buy you expensive clothes and buy you expensive perfume, it doesn't make me a boops. It's pretty much what I believe a man should do for a woman. I think every little girl should be treated as princess, and I think as they grow older, every woman should get their king and be treated like a queen. So I do believe that a woman should be pampered and spoiled in the relationship more than a man get pampered and spoiled. I mean, as men, we're easy to please. All you got to do is look beautiful and look sexy for us and be able to cook. If you can feed us, we're good to go. And if we can be friends and have a civil relationship outside of the intimacy, that's just golden. So I do understand that there is the boobs mentality. And the only thing I can say about the boobs culture in Jamaica, we need to change it. Mothers need to speak to their daughters and let their daughters know that be attracted to a man based on appearance, based on his ambition, based on the chemistry you guys share, and not on his wallet size. Because if it's based on his wallet size, you're in for trouble. Because I can tell you from personal experience, wealth is forever fluctuating. What I'm saying is, one particular year, this particular guy could be swimming in cash based on the world's economy. Next year doesn't promise the same thing. So you have to love and be with a man for who he truly is. If that's not the case, you're going to find yourself jumping from man to man to man to man because you're chasing the dollar. So it does put some closeted prostitution behavior in effect, whether or not we want to face it or not. Any woman that chases a man or be with a man solely because of his financial status, come on now, how different are you from the red light district females that's working the corner? How different are you? You're just not on the corner, but your goal is the same. I'm not in support of boobs, and I'm not in support of predatorial females who hunt men just for their money. However, at the same time, like I said, if men put themselves in the situation of being a boobs, you can't blame nobody but yourself. Whether you are a teenage boy or you're a grown man, if you're chasing promises, if you're paying a female to be your companion, you deserve anything that you get. What I'm saying by that is, if she ripped you off, you deserve it. And at the same time, if she delivers her love and her body to you, then you deserve it. However, like I say, let me highlight it, I'm not in support in paying for women's body. I'm not in support in paying for women's companionship. I mean, even if the script was flipped, I don't want no woman to pay me for my companionship or pay me for my body. I'm not a gigolo, and I'm not in support of gigolos. So, like I say, I don't know the ins and outs of these relationships that end up tragically. However, someone asked me to touch on the boobs aspect of Jamaica, so I decided to touch it, educate the rest of the world. I know this happens worldwide, and maybe in your country or your culture it's called something else, but in Jamaica, this is the boobs culture. Man who pays women for promises of intimacy or woman who leads men on for the purpose of money by giving them promises of intimacy and or courtship that oftentimes never happen. In my opinion, it does not warrant a man hurting the woman if he came up short in that transaction. Men need to be smart. Mothers need to talk to their daughters, and mothers need to talk to their son. Fathers need to talk to their daughters. Fathers need to talk to their son, because in both scenarios, in both cases, it could end up deadly. So I'm not saying I don't understand being suckered. I can only imagine how a man would feel after he realized that he has been tricked by a female who probably have taken him for a couple $100,000. However, I don't believe it's warrant anybody getting hurt, because nothing was stolen from you. You fell for a con. You fell for a trick. At the same time, females need to be taught that it is indirectly prostitution, whether or not you're actually giving your body in exchange for cash. You're promising a man something in exchange for cash. You're promising him courtship. You're promising him a relationship. And he's investing in you. Not that I support that he's investing in you. I know I keep repeating that. But I'm just doing it to show you how much I'm against it. I'm against the mixing of money and intimacy. I'm against relationship that rotates on financial existence. Money is a total different thing. Money is politics. I understand that we need money to get by, but when it comes to people's emotion, don't play with it. That's my advice. Anyway, people, the whole point of this video today is just to ask one simple question. Do you believe that being a boobs warrants hurting a female? In other words, do you believe that being conned by a female warrants a man hurting that female? That's pretty much my question. I look forward to hearing the responses. However, I look forward to hear a lot of people side with me more than going against my views, because like I say, there are usually actions to consequences, but those actions doesn't necessarily have to be violence against female. Anyway, if there's any female out there that's watching this video that practice this kind of behavior, once again, I'm saying you need to stop that. It can be a deadly consequences. Men has feelings just as much as females do. So, people, that's pretty much all I have to say today. Let me hear how you feel about my viewpoint of the situation. Like I always say on my channel, do not be afraid to contest my argument or criticize my views, because on this channel, I accept thumbs up, I accept thumbs down, I accept agreement, and I accept disagreement, because each one teach one. Until next time, people, peace.